Okay.
Hello.
Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to our first amazing, shiny podcast featuring myself, Codename LOVEONE, and the beautiful Peaceful Eagle from Reach the Divine channel. Hello, Peaceful Eagle. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, very
Codename
good.
LOVEONE.
Very good. So you can hear me okay, yeah?
Yes, I can hear perfectly.
Good.
I'm just...
And I can hear you. So this is just a little tester. We're just going to have a little conversation. We haven't really got a planned subject for today. However, we will be more organized next time. I believe we are live on YouTube on my channel, which is Codename LOVEONE, and we have currently 0 viewers. So let's see what's going on. I don't even know how that works.
Can I try? Can we do this just on my channel? Just what happens?
We're doing
I
it
don't
on my
wanna-
channel at the moment.
Yeah.
We're doing it on my channel.
Okay.
So it's
This
definitely
is the
working.
first test.
Oh shit.
I want to have the cameras. I want to have the earphone. Well, I like these earphones.
Anyway, so we are definitely live on YouTube because I've just checked it. So now I'm going to share the link on Facebook. You can do the same. Please share, like, subscribe. Get over to Peaceful Eagle's channel, which is Reach the Divine.
.com. Yes.
Yeah,
How can I
Go
do that? Yeah, I'm having. I think I made a mistake of buying this kind of system of microphone. It's drives me nuts. I'm out of the hook.
Sounds fine. I can hear you.
I know, but fuck.
Try not to. Did you just swear live on air? Peaceful Eagle.
Yeah, we are gonna be. Are we gonna be banned because of it? No, we are not, because Catherine Orton, she swears all of the time.
So try not to keep moving your microphone around because I can hear it banging. Anyway, so what do you want to talk about, Peaceful Eagle?
I don't know, Lord. I don't know. You have to usually the.
I can't hear you now. Why can't I hear you? You've unplugged the microphone. You unplugged the mic? Unfortunately, we seem to have lost Peaceful Eagle for some reason. I have no audio at all. She can hear me, though. I can see that she can hear me, but I can't hear a word she's saying. Don't know why. She seems to have muted herself.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
So try not to play around with the mic.
Okay. Yes. Yes. The sound expert has spoken.
We're back in the room with Peaceful Eagle. So this podcast, okay, we're going to be talking about everything from sexual alchemy. We're going to be talking about the matrix of lack. We're going to be talking about how to walk on water, maritime law. We're going to be talking about the firmament, the flat earth. We're going to be talking about the latest.
We're going to be all over the place.
We're going to be all over the place. Conspiracy theories. We're going to be talking about coronavirus and anything that's current and relevant to your ascension and exiting the matrix of lack. Right? Do you agree, Peaceful Eagle?
Yes, I agree. Absolutely. No, I want just the conversation to flow.
Conversation to flow. So,
yes.
What shall we focus on today?
Well, before the conversation before we started to do this podcast. We were talking about the slaying the bull.
Yes. Good
And
point.
the Nike and just do it. And we were talking about the epic English, and the Nike is the anagram for Enki.
Correct.
And the reason why I remember that was because the country I come from, Portugal, we slay the bull, as in Spain. The bull is slayed. And the question is, why is the bull slayed? Because we have, iris. It is also an animal, and it is on the brain. It is iris, and then you have Taurus, and Taurus is the bull, right?
Yeah.
And there are two types of brains: the cerebrum. I don't know how to say the names, right? And my question is, why do you want to kill one of the brains? Because basically that's the way I read it. That's a very good question that I ask myself. I don't hear you. You have muted yourself.
So yeah, okay. So we're having a little bit of issues with your audio. I don't know why it's glitching. Maybe you need
Mine one or yours?
Your one. Maybe you need to plug in the cable for next time. But anyway, I think I got the question. You might need to repeat it. And I've got some great news for you, Peaceful Eagle. We have one viewer. Now we have 0 viewers. Now it's gone back down to 0.
Is that really important right now?
No. So let's get back to Enki and talking about the bull. So let me ask you again about this. So this is interesting. In Portugal,
there's a lady looking at you.
What? There's a lady behind me. That's okay.
What?
For the audience's benefit, I'm actually in public.
I think this is getting too institutional.
Institutional?
Yes, the audience. No, too institutional. Just let it flow like we do in our private conversations.
Well, obviously there's an audience. Well, there was one audience. There was one.
No, just do it for you. We were talking, and the conversations are good.
I'm a radio host, so I will be hosting. So let's get back to the bull. So explain to me. This is interesting. So they slay the bull in Spain. Obviously, we have bullfighting.
Yeah, we do.
We have bullfighting in Portugal. You're telling me, yeah?
Yes, we have that. We have the bullfighting. Like the bull is killed. He's literally killed, and you have the.
So can I interrupt? Is this the Canaanite? Is this the bull? The bull god Moloch? Is it Moloch?
I don't know.
I believe it's
I don't know.
Moloch, and so they're slaying the bull, like you said, Taurus.
Yeah, it's Taurus.
Cerebellum, cerebrum. The cerebrum is Aries. Taurus is the next sign. The cerebellum, which is the bull bell. Cerebellum, and so this is, and you're saying that the goddess Nike. Yeah, which is obviously Nike trainers we're talking about. Yeah?
Yes, the Nike. Yeah, just do it. Just slay the bull.
And the logo is "Just Do It," which is, and underneath.
And why
you can see the tick, which is also a knife. You can see it's like a knife. Just do it. Slay the bull.
Or it's when you are harvesting the crops. You have the
crop. Yeah.
You have the knife that it looks like it's also in the Turkish flag.
It's like the sickle. Well, this is interesting. So it's also the sickle which you harvest wheat with, and this is the same side This is the same side or sickle that Kronos, Saturn, the Grim Reaper carries. Okay, the Grim Reaper carries that side.
Saturn is also means Saturday, right?
Saturn Day, yes, of course.
Yes, Saturday. And do you have the games on Saturdays?
Well, yes, we have it in this.
Yeah, the games on Saturday.
Football. We have football, which is far.
And interestingly enough, like you rest on Saturdays, right? But in Germany, on Saturdays, because it's the day that you're supposed to worship the sun, it's a holiday.
That's right, and
it's a holiday. It is the day all the stores are closed.
Every day is a holy day. Okay.
But
Every
rest
day,
on Sunday.
every day is a Sunday. The sun shines every day. Every day is a holy day. This is what they don't
Yes.
want us to know. Every day is a
Yes.
Sunday. It should be resting every day. At some point, yeah.
We should be
Every
in the
day
moment every day. Yes.
we should be in the present. So every day is a Sunday. This is. I'll tell you how I first heard this. I was at Stonehenge at summer solstice. Stonehenge maybe 8 years ago, and there was a druid who got up in the middle of Stonehenge, first thing sunrise, and shouted over the loud megaphone. She was saying every day is a Sunday, and like I had an epiphany. Of course, every day is a Sunday. Every day is a holiday. Every day is a holy day.
Also had epiphany like that many years ago when they were explaining the Mayan calendar, and the lady was explaining it. Said that every day in the Mayan calendar is different. You don't have repetitions.
So
And
the
then
word Mayan, the word Maya is illusion. Okay. Maya, I believe, means illusion, and the word Mayan calendar and the whole 2012 thing, I've come to understand that it's the end of the illusion, the lifting of the veil.
And the beginning of another one.
And
The end of one thing and beginning of another one, of another era. Yes, yes.
Right.
When you were in Stonehenge, did you feel anything special?
Stonehenge is a very, very powerful place. Stonehenge is a portal, okay, as are most of these sacred sites. Stonehenge, I've got a lot to tell you about Stonehenge. I won't go into all of it, but Stonehenge is the site on the planet that has the largest fairy rings on planet Earth. Okay, that is why Stonehenge is located there. And so we have some, we have one viewer, which is amazing. Shout to Clutchy Clutch, who is now
you can enter
a question.
Yes.
Asking us a question. Semen retention equals women attraction. Do women sense it?
Of course. Of course. In a healthy person.
Women can sense your aura. They can sense whether you're a seed waster, a swine-eating ejaculator, right? So if you're practicing white tantra, you instantly become more attractive to women because they know that this man has self-control, okay, over his over his animal nature, shall we say, over his lusts. He's able to
mind over matter. Mind over matter.
Mind over matter. So yes, in answer to your question, Clutchy Clutch, thank you for joining us on this first podcast. What's that?
More questions. We are curious.
Anyway, yeah, of course, there's a comment section. If anyone wants to add questions, get over to either my channel.
Questions, doubts, curiosities.
Yeah. So in answer to your question about Stonehenge, fairy rings is where the mycelium spores grow, where magic mushrooms grow. Okay, so there's the largest collection of fairy rings at Stonehenge under the soil, and this is one of my beliefs, one of my knowing, that this is why Stonehenge is located there. Of course, it's on a ley line. It's a very sacred site. So yeah, anyway, Peaceful Eagle, what should we talk about next? Someone wants to talk about semen retention, clearly.
Not right now.
What?
Yeah, no, I was just talking about, I went to the pyramids of Titicaca in Mexico. And I went to the pyramids of Titicaca in Mexico City.
Oh wow, I didn't know that about you. That's pretty impressive. Yeah, we've got five viewers now. This is amazing.
Yes.
Keep up the good work. This is our first show. Thank you for joining us. We're getting the questions. So you went
there is a question here. It doesn't believe it. Well, that's a very the conscious transfer. Do you believe it? Well, it doesn't have to believe. It's not really believing. It's doing it. So, in human design, you have 5 types of aura, and my type is a projector. Basically, I have some chakras or some centers that go into the other person's energy field, and I can feel whatever their incongruences, their mistakes, their fears, their guilt, if they have done grief properly, all those things. If I can feel how high their vibration is. So basically, and as a projector, I must be by myself and sleep by myself and be an hermit in order to clean my aura, because then I will become the other person. And that is, if the projector does not have a really true sense of self, they will have a conscious transfer, a transfer of consciousness. Okay, they will lower their vibration. Okay, so it is very important to have to know and to implement integrity. Okay, and to have respect for themselves. When a person comes too close to you and they're not respecting your boundaries, you should implement tactics in order to have your own respect for yourself.
Okay. Thank you.
I stopped listening to you, and I don't see. Okay. Which TV show, Altered Carbon on Netflix, decodes conscious transfer immortality? Can you please ask precise questions? Okay, with coding sources properly. Okay, so
Okay, so I've got a few things to add to that on consciousness transfer. Okay, so obviously we're all connected. Okay, there is a collective consciousness. As someone who lives in a van and moves around, right, I can feel the consciousness changing from town to town. Right?
I also feel that.
From
city
to place.
From street to street to place, yes.
So if you're living in the city, the consciousness is going to be very dense. People are in the matrix, rushing around. It's going to be much different to if you're out, on a cliff by the sea, right?
Yes, or in the country or in Africa. I remember when I visited Dresden and Leipzig for the first time, I could hear the screams and the grief of people that died. It was stuck in the buildings. I could really feel it. Yes, I felt it. That's what I asked you. What did you feel when you were in Stone Age? Because you breathe the air. When I was in Titiwakana, you breathe the air and you feel something else, Well,
obviously, so, I mean, we can touch on this. It's a big subject, but ley lines are spirit lines, dragon lines. They are positive and negative spirits travel along these lines. So at Stonehenge, I've spent the night there a few times, and I have had very not scary experiences, but a lot of anxiety, a lot of negative spirits there. Now, I've spoken to other people that have said, oh, well, I've felt nothing but peace when I was at Stonehenge. Well, that's great for you. Maybe you're, on a different path. For me, having spent...
Oh, because we are more sensitive to those things.
I've certainly felt some very strange things there, yeah. So I've got to say a quick shout out to Laurie out there in America. Shout to you, sending love hearts. Yes. If you're still tuned in, waving at you, hello. And then Clutch is asking.
I want to add that question. Yes, I want to answer that question.
Go for it.
It's not about believing. It's about doing the research. First of all, we don't believe. We know the research, so we break our brains whether the flat is Earth or in the dome or globe. So I will not go into that. You do your own research. You have to come out of the triangle: victim, prosecutor, perpetrator. okay, or stevia. You need to do that for yourself. It's in order to become sovereign. You don't need an institution to tell you if the Earth is flat or in a dome. You need to crack that out for yourself. Concerning your other question, you can watch the videos or the interviews from Joseph P. Farrell. He answers that. Okay, you cannot transfer consciousness into a computer. Period. Hello? I've been blocked.
Who blocked you?
I don't know. I listened to myself.
I can hear
Still
you.
here. Just joke. Hi.
I can hear
Hi
you.
to Lorelai. So,
Lorry waving.
yes.
She just woke up apparently, or just woke.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. She's woke. I know she's woke.
Yeah. We
AF,
are.
yeah. She's woke.
Yes.
As fuck.
Most of our. Yes.
That's the Lorry. Lots of love. Flat Earth. Let's talk about flat Earth for a second, right? As my friend Peaceful Eagle quite rightly said, you need to do your own research. Now, if you want to debunk the flat Earth thing, good luck with you. Good luck with that, right? Look into it. Look into it. And the further you look into it, the more your mind gets blown, right? Yeah,
Yes.
you can't debunk it. For me personally, it took me a few years. I was like, this is bullshit, man. This is a psyop, blah, blah, blah. The same shit everyone talks about, right? Then it's like, hang on, there's no curvature. Then you see like pilots coming out and saying, like, then you read about NASA. You start talking about
The thing is that you really need to go and do the research, and that's the moment that you start thinking for yourself.
Okay.
That's the moment you say, wait a minute, is the thing that I see, am I seeing what I see? Or do I need an institution to tell me what I should see? Okay.
Correct. I like that's a perfect point. You don't need, so belief is the enemy of knowing.
Yes.
So
well,
you don't need another agency, an external source to tell you what the truth is. The truth is etched on all hearts of all men, okay?
Yes.
The truth is within you, right? So keep searching for the truth.
Do your own research, yes.
Always do your own research. And I'd like to add something about the word research. So the word R-E, is the same as R-A, Ra, the sun, okay? AKA Christ, AKA the truth, right? Research, search for the Ra, search for the truth, search for the sun within you. That's what I would like to add to research. Yeah? It's all everything's hidden in language. It's all hidden in the language, man. Yes. The spells and the spelling.
It's a spell. Yes. Once you get it took like quite a few years to allow that to sink in. Can you please, Clutchy, explain exactly what your question is? Can you please be precise? Okay, and when you ask questions, quote the people you are asking your questions from, or your. So I want to go back to the point of the. Yesterday, I saw a beautiful lecture or lesson by Dr. Sam Wagner. He is the expert in narcissism. And the lecture was almost 4 hours, and he explains how to manipulate the 8 techniques, how to manipulate the narcissist and to survive it and to talk about it. So the first 45 minutes or 30 minutes is explaining what are the techniques, the 8 techniques, and the other 2 hours were explaining each one of them, and the last hour was just Q&A. So the best technique to dealing with the narcissist is to do no contact. I will not go into the other. You should go and see the presentation. But I want to go and point out is that there was a point in the lecture that is talking about that the narcissist is able to do double speak, which is to believe in 2 different ideas that opposite themselves simultaneously. That it is you are wonderful and you are a monster at the same time. That is not possible. And as human beings that have they are connected with their higher self, we cannot live in dissonance. We have to have consonance in our feelings, emotions, and actions. Okay, so the thing is that we are a bundle of frequencies, of vibrations. If the other vibrations are not consistency, we feel the other one's vibrations in the astral bodies. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I sound like a robot clutching things.
Yeah, you need to sort your mic out, but you need to get the cable next time. Yeah? But anyway, I kind of understand what you're saying. You're talking about narcissism, right? You're saying the best. Obviously, we've all dealt with narcissists in our life, right? This is a big subject, a hot topic at the moment. Many people have had relationships. I know my friend Laurie has dealt with this. We've all dealt with it, right? And you're saying that the best method is to go no contact from, is it Sam Vagnin? How do you say his name?
Yeah.
So go check his channel out. Would you agree?
Okay.
He's the top guy. Would you say that? If anyone's
he's the expert. He's the one that invented language.
He's a self-confessed narcissist, right? So something I've learned is I think we've all
not self-confessed. He was diagnosed twice.
Oh, diagnosed, right? Okay.
Yeah, twice. He talks about it. He's very honest.
We all have narcissistic traits, but I don't think everyone is a narcissist. This is something, I may be wrong on this. This is something I've learned. So go and check out Sam Vaknin. Is it Vagnin or Vaknin, whatever?
Vaknin, Sam Vaknin. Vaknin.
There you go.
Yes.
So,
but
Laurie
point out, the most important point that I want to make is concerning to have the three pyramids together in consonance. It is the thoughts, feelings, the emotions, and the act. And on those 3 points.
Okay. I didn't really get that. Thoughts, emotions, and what?
Actions.
Thoughts, emotions, and actions. Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Laurie's saying no contact is the most safe, of course. Now I told you this earlier. We had a discussion. We had a discussion, Peaceful Eagle, earlier. I said I've had the narcissist. I've had 2 narcissists go no contact with me, right? And what was your reply to that? You said something.
I said that's a blessing.
Of course, it is a blessing, right? Rejection. I said to you, rejection is protection. Yeah. So
it's amazing.
What's amazing?
That rejection. In your case, you take a lot to accept it, but okay.
Well, it takes a while to accept it, of course. Yeah.
Yes, it does.
So did we talk about? So Clutchy Clutch was saying about moving on from narcissism. Go check out Sam Vaknin. Yeah?
Yes.
He's the dude. On that topic.
Concerning yes.
Going back to, let's have a look, Flat Earth, someone was talking about the secret space program. I don't know much about the secret space program. You did send me something from, is it Catherine Horton or Catherine?
No, she's not the one. For the secret space program, they are the best person to know anything about it, or it is concerning the finances is Catherine Austin Fitz. I will write the name in the chat.
That's right, Catherine Austin Fitz. She's got a good.
Yes, she talks about the finance and concerning the civilization that Richard Nolan. Mm-hmm. I think that's how his name is written. I'm not sure. I'm doing it from memory. And you can search on YouTube the conference of the Secret Space Program, and they were made by the dark journalist. There is also we have a YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the dark journalist, in my opinion, is quite difficult to follow. You really need to be into the topics in order to. Well, I don't have thoughts. I don't take adrenochrome. I'm a wise virgin.
What are your thoughts on adrenochrome? Okay.
Yes.
Do
Well,
you want to answer?
what do you mean by that? I know what adrenochrome is.
So adrenochrome is. Shall I answer? What I think?
Yes. Yeah.
Adrenochrome is. Unfortunately, we are overrun by a group of parasites, demonic entities that are walking around like humans, and they are in charge in many high power positions, you know, government agencies, etc., the elite Hollywood, entertainment industry. Now it's come to light that these individuals are using the blood, which has high occult properties. Now, the adrenochrome is when you
is an hormone.
When you're causing anxiety or fear to that sacrifice victim, it reduces a hormone, as you said quite rightly, and that hormone is in the blood. Now they harvest that blood and ingest
on the
that
peak
blood
of the anxiety.
at the peak of the anxiety. This is why for thousands of years the likes of the Vatican and other religious organizations and governments have done sacrifice, burning people at the stake, suffering.
To cause them trauma, in order to have, to cause them trauma so that the body produces adrenochrome. And it's best done to a child between the age 0 and 7. Because they are more susceptible. They are more impressionable. Okay, and the thing. Okay, those are one of the consequences. And the more traumatic a person becomes, more difficult it is for them to raise the vibrations.
That's right. And I would like to add something. There is a group of people. There's 3 Abrahamic faiths. Now, this is a touchy subject. There is a group of people, and we will call them the men with small hats. Now, they actually perform a bloodletting ritual on their 8-day-old baby boys, and that blood is then sucked. Okay. Now, I would say that the adrenochrome is being released at that point. That is. I would say that that's the reason.
Because blood is energy.
Blood is the highest form of occult properties. Blood, semen, saliva. If you're a magician, if you're into magic, the occult, these are the things you will need to conjure demons, to perform black magic rituals, etc., etc. So there you go. That's the thoughts on adrenochrome. And so we need to, obviously, as people that were sent here to put a stop to this evil, we need to figure out
I wouldn't use the word stop. I would use the word shifting our attention towards something more positive.
You would use the word, say that again.
I would say shifting our attention to something more positive.
So you're saying ignore the negative? This is for me, this is a new age deception.
I don't think, I don't want to go into that. I'm not going to argue that into you, okay? Because the universe speaks to 2 currencies, attention and time. Okay, so what I wanted to say something else about, was a guy that said I would love to understand what is that means in English, and he wrote some with the killings of animals. Yes, cows.
Your
microphone
is cutting out really bad.
Okay, really? Oh my God. Okay, so let me change this.
Is it because you haven't got your lead plugged in or something?
I don't know. Yeah, most likely. Can
It's
you
the
hear me
Wi-Fi
now?
connection. Can hear
No,
you now.
I don't have. I'm not using Wi-Fi. I'm using cable.
Okay, so that's a problem.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but when you get to an important point, then it cuts out. So
Yeah. Wait
it's
a
not the
minute. Can you hear me
microphone.
better now?
It's not the microphone. It's the Wi-Fi connection.
Which one? Yours or mine?
Yours.
I'm not using a Wi-Fi.
Okay, well, it's the internet speed or something like that. Anyway, so you were saying about killing of animals. This is why the meat eaters, the swine eaters, yeah. The same with the sacrificing of animals. They say it's kosher. Now, let's talk about kosher for a sec. I've seen some horrific images of cows being put upside down and their throats get slit, cut wide open, and the blood gushes out. It's the same thing. And this guy's now saying noce te ipsum, which I believe is Latin for know thyself. He is saying bless means blood in Old English,
No,
which is very interesting.
yes.
So when you say bless you, and
means blood
bless,
you.
very interesting. So this is an occult.
Energy to you. It means energy to you.
Go on.
Interesting. Because blood is energy, plasma, right?
That's right. Yeah.
It's plasma. So when you are saying bless you, I mean you are saying blood to you. So energy to you. It's how I would read it. Concerning the same animals, Cabela, in one of his interviews, he made a really interesting point. He said that when you put traumatized people next to a community that is happy, the traumatized people are gonna lower the vibrations of the happy community.
Exactly.
And the thing is that, and this point also with the killing of the animals, is that the killing of the animals is going to lower the vibrations of the community.
Okay, so on that note, right, this is what I've been saying for years. Okay, as someone who's practicing a plant-based way of life, how are we going to end the suffering of humanity unless we first tackle
Heal ourselves.
No, let me finish. Unless we first end the suffering of animals on a mass scale, because we are all connected. Now, you've just said that, which is proving my point, right? If we're going around slaughtering these sentient beings, these animals, on a mass scale, bloodletting ritual, right? Then how are we ever going to tackle the problem of suffering of humanity? Which is what you and I and many others have come here to do, to raise the vibration of the collective, to bring in joy and love and to tackle these problems. So this is in response to the killing of animals, right? And what you just said. Now, you said also something interesting. The traumatized people that are in our society are affecting the consciousness of others. So this goes back to the question earlier.
The animals, yes.
Consciousness
transference.
Yes. Carry on.
Yes, in the sense that you said how we're going to solve it as a problem. Well, we have to solve the problem looking at the possible solutions. And we can only look at ourselves. And looking at ourselves is to start doing this. You never forget the words from Kautzweiler, and we talked about this morning, that he said that Americans look like cow because they eat meat, they eat cow all the time. Germans look like pigs because they eat pig all the time, and the Arabs look like goats because they eat goats all the time. And the people that eat a plant-based diet, they look like angels because it's the plants that allows you to raise the vibrations. And in order to raise the vibrations, you need to clean your bodies from all the metal the metals inside of you. They have to detox from all the parasites, and then you have to detox from viruses, bacteria, and fungus. And only then your nervous system is going to be the cleanest possible. And you will be able to raise your vibrations, to raise the charisma in you. So, according to the things of Santonachi, you have your soul is in your blood, and your spirit is in your charisma. So that's the reason why you have more charisma. And going back to the first question that one of our viewers asked concerning summer retention, yes, summer retention for men, that's why Tantra allows them to raise their charisma. They become more charismatic. Okay. I am not listening to you because you're muted.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Oh, you're talking to somebody
Unbelievable.
else. Okay.
Unbelievable.
What happened?
Carry on. What were you saying?
No. Yes. Does any of our viewers have any other questions that I would like to answer?
So I've just been distracted.
Yes, I can see that on your face. Will the aliens be? I don't know. I really am not into that topic. I'm more worried about raising my vibrations, opening the pineal gland. It took me 4 or 5 years to reopen my pineal gland. I'm focused on that. I'm focused on being able to do things that I used to do as a child. I already had the pineal gland opened. Okay. I invite you guys to check my YouTube channel. That's Reach the Divine, and there I have several videos that are the best tools that allows you to eliminate or to reduce trauma from your lives and be able to raise the oils.
So should we talk about raising of the oil now? Yeah.
Yes, I would like to. I think that's one of the solutions. One of the possible solutions is to raise that's the most important, to raise the vibrations, to become one of wise versions.
So obviously this goes back to sex and semen retention and right hand path and practicing white tantra. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Raising of the oil. Obviously the word Messiah means anointed one, and one is anointed by the chrism that you raise up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Jacob's ladder, 33 vertebrae in the spine, and yeah. I mean, I could go on for ages, but I've just been distracted, unfortunately. By one of the Walking Dead that we're surrounded by. These are sleepwalkers, okay? And someone's just put white tantra is hard to do and very painful.
Well, keep on trying. If it would be easy, everybody would do it.
I don't know what the painful bit is.
Yes.
It's the hardest thing for a man to do. That's why it's a narrow path. Many few people walk the path. It is the hardest thing for a man to do. When in sexual union with a female, to control the ejaculation and bring it upwards.
Why did you tell me, code name LOVEONE? Why did you decide to do white tantra?
Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because to raise the vibration. Because I realized very quickly after awakening that the path of black tantra, the external ejaculation, was not working for me. Every time I would practice this, it would deplete my energy. I would feel lost, confused, dazed. So it led to me looking into other avenues, and obviously that's something that I have been pursuing now for 5 years. Now, it is the hardest thing you can do, but it's the only way you are ever going to
It's only
reach.
to become a wise version.
The only way you're going to reach the Christification of man, which is the goal. That's why you're here. The Christification of man. To become Christ-like. Okay? That is the only way. If you are practicing the external ejaculation, you are a left-hand pather. You are wasting your life essence. You are
Yes.
bringing in the Luciferian dark forces into you.
Actually, if I may, you are inviting. You are not inviting. I would say you are becoming weak.
You are what? Sorry?
You're becoming weak. You allow yourself to become weak.
Of course.
Because you're not respecting your integrity.
You're lowering your vibration every time. So I would advise anyone to look into the right-hand path. Santos Bonacci, shout to Santos, great sage, has a lot to say on this right-hand path. So essentially, if you're a swine-eating ejaculator, then you are part of the problem. It's that simple.
You had to say it. You had to say it. Well, I wouldn't call it part of the problem. I would call it that it's the beginning of the solution. It won't solve all your problems, but it will make you stronger. And it's going to help you to open your pineal gland in order to become a better person.
So I'm gonna answer Clutchy Clutch here. He says, women want my seed so bad it's like they sense my semen like demons. Now, I'm gonna say this to all the women out there. If you are a woman, okay, and you are not how do I say this? Advising your man to retain his semen, to keep his seed, his life force, then you are an ordinary woman. Okay, you are nothing special.
You are foolish.
You are foolish, and you are part of the problem. There are many women out there that are milking their men dry. Many women using that energy for themselves. Okay, many women that like their man to be weak. Okay, we don't need these women anymore. This is the toxic feminine. We're moving into a new era where this will be the norm. Okay,
we're becoming sovereign.
Yes, sovereign. This is the first stages. This retaining your life force. This is your connection to the divine.
Okay, I wonder. So my opinion there is that okay, everybody agrees that sex is good. We know that. Okay, so there is a pastor called Mark Gongor, and he says that the smartest way to have an organized, happy life is to abstain from sex until in the first 18 months of knowing the person, in order to be able to realize all the red flags. And the reason why one should do it is because you can only enter in sacred union with a person that you have affinity with. The first chapter of the book, the sacred the sacred matrimony of Samael Aueor, he explains that to have strict matrimony with another person, you have to have affinity with that person. Now, in order to do it, you must abstain from any sexual activity, because sex is good. And that's the issue. Oh, I'm not going to wake up. I'm going to close my eyes because it's really good. You need to abstain to see the stupidity. How much, or is that person raising your vibration, fueling you with energy, or is that person depleting you with energy? Okay. The second point I want to make is that the more sexual partners a woman has, the lower is going to be the kick of dopamine the kick of dopamine is going to be lower to every sexual partner. an activity that should be extremely special. It's not like you are chewing gum. Okay, is an extremely special activity that only should be given to the special person. That's gonna bring out of you your best qualities, and that you're gonna become your highest best self and give your energy to the others. That's my 2 cents on that.
Okay, I'm going to add some 2 cents as well. So we're actually surrounded by, as I said, left-hand pathers, people that are not walking the path. As Santos quite rightly says, swine-eating ejaculators. Now, let me just tell you something. What happened in the middle of this interview was I had one of these swine-eating ejaculating demons, okay, come up to me and try and tell me that, I shouldn't be here, blah, blah, blah. I need to make a purchase, Tried to throw me out. Luckily, I had my microphone muted, and I was like, I'm in the middle of an interview, leave me alone, essentially. And he did. But let me tell you, there is no coincidence that this happened, right? Because we are talking about these things. We are trying to raise the vibration and trying to inform others on these subjects. You will be attacked left, right, and center. Okay, people will be sent to you to try and change your vibration, to try and stop you being in a calm place. This is like the analogy of Buddha, right? He was under the tree meditating, and he was sent prostitutes, he was sent demons, all sorts of things to try and throw him off the path of enlightenment. Now, there's no difference to what just happened. Okay, I'm in the middle of an interview live on YouTube for the first time, and some idiot comes up to me trying to tell me I need to buy a cup of coffee or whatever, some bullshit. I'm like, mate, there's no coincidence because we're talking about these things, right? Anyway, that's my rant over. Okay, I'm trying to calm down. So, yeah. And this guy says M was 87. He's talking about white tantra, no arguments. So I've made a video about this. So if you want to stop arguing with your missus, stop busting your nut. Stop busting your nut, right? That simple. It's that simple. At work, men give me looks of hate or jealousy. Is it because I hold my life force and women know this? Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Of course it is. Women know this. Women want to get to know you. They want
the only thing you can do is to close your chakras.
You must be protected from these left-hand pathers, mate.
You have to close your chakras.
Close your chakras.
And something else.
Yeah, that's how. Okay, so can you tell me
how I close my chakras?
How do you close your chakras down? I've heard this a few times. How would you go about doing that?
I do a little meditation and close my chakras. I reduce the size of my chakras so that the people cannot enter in my astral body. It already happened to me. Weird stuff,
Mm-hmm. So that's it. You didn't say, how do you close your chakras down?
You do a little meditation. You do a little meditation. You visualize your chakras holding the ones that you are not going to use. Mm-hmm. So at work, you're not going to use your sexual chakra. You're not going to use your other chakras. You reduce the size. Or when you're going to, it already happened to me. Very weird stuff, because I was not careful closing my chakras, and I felt the parasites or the negative energy of other people. So that was a very weird thing. It's very important to be aware of those things and to be in control of our own astral hygiene, or astral etiquette.
Okay. So, This has been pretty cool. This is the first episode. We've covered a few topics. We're going to hopefully do this maybe, I don't know, once a week, once a month, twice a month. Who knows? We're going to do this more often.
It was our first try.
This is our first try, and we're on 55 minutes now. I thank you, everyone, for joining us, all 5 people. And obviously, you can we'll be re-uploading this to various platforms, sharing this. We've got a lot of information. I know you're a very wise lady. We've got a lot of topics to share. Is there anything
I would appreciate the people that have been with us for the last hour to check my site or my YouTube channel. It's Reach the Divine. I know it's extremely technical, but I'm growing up the message, and I have a couple of videos that are extremely useful, especially the one that is the matrimony preparation. That's a must. Entering in secret union with yourself to become the highest best self. And I will love you. Yes, I will. I will do that because I will fix the mic. Yes. Thank you very much for the feedback. Please check our. Nick also has wonderful videos on his experience. He likes to rant, if you haven't realized.
So let's read this last comment from my friend. Know thyself, and that is very important. Know thyself. Noce te ipsum. He's saying, I was fed off, parasited, depressed, suicidal thoughts, a total wreck, a wretch, while releasing the seed. My life was. Well, of course. So when you're releasing your semen as a man, what you're doing is when you're raising the chrism and raising it up, you're raising the gates to heaven. You're opening the gates to heaven, to Eden, to sex, the secret gate to Eden. When you're releasing your force outwards, externally, what you're doing is you're growing the devil's tail, Satan's tail, okay? And that is how the Luciferic dark energies come into you. And of course, you're going to be hounded by demons. You're going to have things going wrong in your life. You're going to have arguments with your missus, all sorts of shit. So you asked me the question, what made me begin this path of learning about white tantra, semen retention? Well, it was simply that. I was sick of living in like depression or brain fog or like everyone's against me, the world, all this kind of stuff. So if you want to empower yourself, men and women, and you want your man to be empowered, you want him to be successful in life, then look into white tantra, semen retention. Okay, there's a number of
transmutation of energies,
sexual alchemy, sexual transmutation, a number of books I would advise you reading. Amazing Samael Ayon Weor, The Perfect Matrimony, and also I haven't read this one, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. There's a whole chapter on masturbation and alchemy. So yeah, Perfect Matrimony.
If you still have 2 minutes, I would like just to add is that when you do sexual transmutation in union with yourself and with a partner, you can both do sexual transmutation of energies, and you can manifest the reality you want to have by transferring that energy through the third eye. Okay, and I think that would be a wonderful topic for next week.
Okay, great stuff. Thank you for talking with us, Peaceful Eagle. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for everyone in the chat room, YouTube. Yeah, I've literally just come off a 2-week ban. Okay, a 2-week ban on YouTube. So this is the first day, and back with a live broadcast. So that's good. I was talking about the coronavirus, so we're going to have to maybe talk about that soon. There's lots of videos on that. People are saying it's a hoax and it's fucking this and that, whatever. So anyway, I obviously hit the nail on the head because they removed the video and banned me for 2 weeks. Lots of love to Laurie. Thank you for listening.
Yes.
That's
for everybody to be here.
So I think, yeah, we're on 1 hour. Trump is part of the. Gonna get me on a sidetrack. Trump is, you know. We'll talk about that next time, right?
Yes, it's better. It's better. Okay.
So take care, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for everything.
Lots of love, peace, and love. Take care.
Yes.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.